JoJo Fridays are back.
セカンドステージは総距離約750マイルの長距離レースだ。
JoJo Part 7 has only got one episode out and it already has a 9.5 score on IMDb. And after watching the Steel Ball Run Anime Expo 2026 panel, let's just say this season is going to be something else. But from that, we now know that the second stage of the anime will be finally coming in September. So as a 10+ year JoJo fan, as well as someone who has worked in the animation industry, I'm going to be breaking down the new trailer and explaining why the IMDb score is going to go even higher in the next season of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So before everything, they started with showing off the new character designs. We got Mountain Tim, Hot Pants, and Funny Valentine, and we'll get to what that implies later. But then they showed this bold text on screen announcing that JoJo Fridays are officially back. But just like we've seen from the other paneled events, we finally got to see that new PV of the second stage. And in it was some really cool stuff. We get to see our first real look at the Boom Boom family, Mrs. Robinson, Oyecomova, and even a little bit of Stroheim was thrown in there. And we did actually get to see a lot of cool effects animation, as well as some really great detailing on some of the close-ups. And just this panel alone of Gyro looks amazing, as well as how the style has really started to take shape, as the characters look a lot more refined. Johnny's even starting to look a little bit less round. And I think this is an intended start to the evolution of his character, as we get to see a lot of growth from him in the second stage. And I really like the Northern Lights inspired lighting that this section is getting, and is very different to how it's portrayed in the games. But what was most crazy to see was Funny Valentine, as it looks like they're actually keeping that early look for him in the anime. Now, no doubt they'll switch him out for Skinny Valentine at some point, but when that is, I can't quite put my finger on it. Now, as we know, the JoJo anime is finally going back to weekly releases, as the last time we got that was back in part 5. So a lot of the new fans won't know how good the community's jokes and discussions actually were. The thing is, on paper, stage 2 only covers around 15 chapters, which doesn't sound like much more than stage 1, as that first stage of the race covers the first 12 chapters of the manga. And that's exactly what was adapted into that 47-minute premiere. But you have to remember something very important, as around chapter 24, Steel Ball Run stopped being published weekly in Weekly Shonen Jump and actually moved to Ultra Jump as a monthly series. And this completely changed the size of each chapter. Before the move, most chapters were around 20 pages long. And after the move, they nearly doubled in size, with many chapters now reaching 40 pages or more. So although stage 2 doesn't have many more chapters than stage 1, it actually contains far more story. And that means ending off with maybe even seeing Hot Pants in some of these scenes. And I guess you could call it weekly batches. To break these dates down though, this means this season is going to be taking us right up to the 4th of December. Well, if there's not breaks or delays, that is. But that's a great thing for the animators, as they'll get way more time and won't be rushing as much to get this out. But that's why I'm very hopeful that this season is going to blow the other seasons out of the water, as the rocky scheduling of Stone Ocean can be clearly shown in the minimal discussion and traction it gained by the anime's release. But with Steel Ball Run, and we've kind of seen this proved by the community already, that this is definitely resonating with people. The community proving this already with all the Von Johnnies turning into Peace Johnnies. And I think this may have made Netflix put a lot more faith into David production. So this, as well as some of the animators they've got for this season, well, as well as the great ones they're bringing back from that first stage, stage 2, or should I say season 2, or season 1 part 2, either way, it's gonna rock. So I hope you'll join me for a full breakdown of the Steel Ball Run anime's production. So stay tuned, subscribe if you have not. JoJo Fridays back, let's go!